Well, my name is Kai Days. I am a freshman at UIS. My major is international business, both a major in business management and a major in international affairs. I actually first heard about the Learning Hub through my freshman orientation and through one of my teammates, Bahari. He told me that the Learning Hub was a very good resource to use because, if you're struggling in class, they have tutors that are very well-rounded. Um, and I took his advice and came up here, and I felt like I was going to struggle just being acclimated with all my classes in my first year of college. So I wanted to have as much help as I could going into my first year, so I could recognize where I struggled, and even though I struggled, I would have a tutor or somebody to help me out, so the hardships wouldn't be that hard. So. As a student, well, I'm very hardworking. I'm very concerned about the grades that I get. I really strive to get the best grades possible. I really hate procrastinating. I like to get as much done as I can ahead of time, so when time comes for me to actually start to get things done, it's not a whole heaping plate full. I can just knock out sections by sections ahead of time, so by the time the due date comes, I have everything, if not done ahead of time, within pretty good range of being done. My favorite study spot, I have a couple actually. I guess if I were to go down the list, my favorite study spot would be the classrooms where I have to go for my supervised study hours, I guess. Um, I mean, they have, it's a nice quiet spot. Um, all my friends are there, so I'm not by myself. So if I get bored or I need a couple seconds to look up from what I'm doing and just converse for a little bit, I can. Second favorite or I guess studying spot would be here in the Learning Hub, because I have a whole bunch of resources around me. So if I happen to run into some issues with a problem, or I don't know how to write my paper correctly, or I just need step-by-step help on just completing a homework assignment, I can turn to just about anybody, and if they don't have the answer, they can point me in the direction of somebody who does have the answer. And then I'll say lastly would be Brooklyn's Library. They have a lot of cool little places where you can kind of hide out, and it's nice and quiet, and you can get homework done. And yeah, and you get a nice view of the campus. So, I guess the biggest challenge I had was kind of learning how to manage my time in the respects of having a lot of big homework assignments due during the same day. So how to manage my time to focus on one subject and then switch gears into a different subject and switch gears into a different subject, and me being a student athlete also switching gears into having that I guess student athlete mentality of going to practice and going to the weight room and then being able to um, get enough sleep, so then the next morning I can get back up and do the same thing over and over again. So most difficult part of college life, I would have to say living together, cohabitating with people that are strangers, I guess. I'm used to, living or having my own living space, being able to have a room to myself and be able to stay up as late as I want and do homework as late as I need to, not worrying about if there's a roommate that wants to go to sleep, or he can't sleep with the light on or something like that. So and also kind of like sharing like the same bathroom and stuff like that, because some people are not the cleanest in UIS, but yeah. Well, I've learned Oh, actually, quite a bit. Some of the things that kind of stuck out to me are just the little things that I could use when writing a paper and researching a paper. I learned kind of like cool little tricks to find like scholarly articles, because when you're faced with finding a topic and then finding scholarly articles that deal with your topic, it's kind of hard to just find a starting spot. So I found nice and cool ways to find these articles, as well as if you're going back to the article, how to just search the page instead of having to read through each sentence of each paragraph. I can just search keywords, and take me to the information that I actually need, and it saves a whole bunch of time. I know in high school I would be the person that would read through the whole paper or the whole article so I can get my homework done. Whereas now I've learned how to use some little tips and tricks to make that process a little bit easier. To incoming freshmen, my advice would be to take advantage of all the resources that are given to you for free, because in actuality, they are not free. You're actually paying for them, so why not use them? And also, even though due dates may seem like they're in the far distance, make sure you get at least a head start on them ahead of time, because that will pay off in the long run, because you won't have to worry about cramming and getting a whole bunch of stuff done in a short amount of time, because you will already be used to doing the work, and also you'll have kind of an idea of where you left off and where you need to go still. So yeah. One of the things that I wish I knew before coming to college is that you will get a whole bunch of homework and you will have to work your butt off. Sometimes you might have to stay up later than you normally do to get it done, but that you really need to focus on your schoolwork first and foremost, and make sure that you get your schoolwork done ahead of time and not let it pile up, because when it comes time for all of that homework to be due and you only have two days or maybe a day to get various homework done, it's very stressful, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So I guess one thing I wish I would, to reiterate, I guess one thing that I wish that I would have known before going into college is that you have a lot of homework, and that you really need to make sure that you manage your time wisely so you can get all of it done. I kind of say that the Learning Hub taught me a little bit better than my teachers actually did, just in the ways that I guess the teachers kind of give you the overall, I guess in a way, give you the overall, cover the basics, and then leave you off to do your homework and to, I guess, in a way, just further teach yourself in the things in class that you may not be 100% on, or that you don't fully understand. So with those things, I mean, some parts of like the homework or in the curriculum, I'm able to understand myself, and sometimes some things I don't know how to do, or maybe I just need a better way to go about it. So I will come here and they teach me a whole different way. Sometimes it's similar to what I've been taught, or similar to what I'm doing myself initially, but it helps me a lot more by at least coming here, having a second opinion, and having just another reference to talk to and to question that equally knows as much about the subject that I'm trying to learn as the teacher that's teaching it. I would actually just say all of my tutors. They've I know sometimes it was a struggle. Sometimes I wouldn't come prepared all the time, but I mean, Nicole does an awesome job helping me understand my math, helping me become more clear or find a better way of how to prepare for tests, and go about doing homework and understanding vocabulary and whatnot. See, Erica, she does a wonderful job demolishing my papers. No, I'm just kidding. She does an awesome job helping me find better ways to introduce our topics and to understand how, like, the best way to reach like my audience and the best way to word things. Alec, he also helped me so much within my first year or first semester of English, because I admit I wasn't the best writer, and he kind of just hung in there with me and stuck it out, and it ended up helping me much more than I would have been on my own. So yeah, that's shout out, go team. I guess success to me is being faced with an obstacle or being faced with a task to do, and you are able to complete that test or homework or anything of that matter, or obstacle above and beyond what your expectations are. I mean, I guess it's one thing to just get something done and get something done where you're just passing. I think to be successful, you go above and beyond what's average and what is expected, and once you do that, I believe that you're successful. I just think that everybody should really. I mean, if it was up to me, I would have every student at UIS come up to the Learning Hub and maybe just get a tutor once a week or twice a week, and just, I mean, even if you might not need a tutor, it helps tremendously. You learn things that you probably wouldn't have if you're just going through college by yourself, or with minimal help. I mean, it's always good to have somebody to double check your answers for you, or to look over your paper, critique your paper, or help you out with a science problem. I mean, even though you might be able to do it yourself, it helps to just have somebody else there willing to help you, and frankly has just maybe a little bit better understanding on the topic than you do. So maybe you can understand it quicker or easier, or develop a way to understand maybe things that go beyond just the homework or the subject that's in front of you. So yeah.